Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Real Spit. This is where you get hit blam with the real spit. Okay, I'm excited. I'm excited to be back. It's been a while, I know, and you guys have been hitting me up saying, come on, give me some more episodes. Come on, keep it going. It's true. COVID obviously has slowed down production. I'm doing a lot of stuff on my own, and I actually kind of felt a little bit like, I had to kind of get up out of it and say, I got to get back to it. So I'm back now, and I'm going to do something that I've never done before. Okay, they say if you want something you never had, you have to do something that you've never done. And for me, it is 30 episodes straight posting of Real Spit. I've never done that before, but I'm aiming for at least 1,000 followers. So in order to get what I never had, 1,000 followers, I'm going to have to do something I've never done, post 30 days straight. So that's what's going to happen. So I'm excited. I'm a little nervous about it. I got some really great stuff to share with you guys, but that day-to-day commitment is something that's usually a little bit out of my comfort zone, but that's how you end up going forward. So there it is. Now, I'm excited because I'm going to start right off. There's so much great stuff that I have in store for you the next 30 days. So I'm really excited about that. From everything from exercise, how to select the right gift for the wrong person or the wrong person for the right gift, whatever. It's all kinds of fun stuff that I have in store for you. But the one I want to touch on right now is this one here. This is a girl that's in a relationship. This is not a relationship show, really. I just like to, it just pops up and I'm just dealing with it. She wants to know if she should stay in the relationship or if she should bail. And I know that COVID has a lot of people thinking, do I stay in this motherfucker? Do I stay in it? Or do I leave? Because it's weird. But anyhow, this is not so much COVID pressure. She's basically saying that she's been in this relationship for 5 years. She's been in a relationship for 5 years. They've been living together for 3. They have lots of mutual friends in common, right? And those friends are getting married, okay? And so she feels pressure from her friends and her family that now it's her time to get married, okay? So I get it. They've been together for 5 years, living together for 3. They got lots of friends in common. There's the tradition. They got the family pressure, et cetera, et cetera. She doesn't want to be left out. I get it. She also notes here that they've had the conversation, because my next thing was going to be you should talk it out and see where you're at. But she said she had the conversation and he's not in a rush to move forward. He likes where they're at right now. Why break something that isn't, why try to fix something that isn't broken? Is his mindset. Lots of guys. Lots of folks, lots of men, like what, why? So there it is. So my advice is this. First thing is this. Are you happy? Are you happy right with where you are right now? And if you're not happy, did the beginning of your unhappiness begin with when everybody else was starting to get married, right? When the pressure started coming from the outside. In the inside of the relationship, was there bliss between the two of you? And the unhappiness came from the outside, right? When you started looking around and seeing Mary Jo getting married and, Susan doing this and Gertrude, and they all did their thing and they're all married now. And now you got the marriage fever, right? You got your abuela and your madre trying to get on your ass about, you need to do this because of this and look at so-and-so. If the pressure and your unhappiness is coming from the outside, that's something that is worthy of examining, right? Because now you're letting the outside world dictate your happiness within the relationship. So we want to be a little bit careful about that. Is it possible for you to sustain your happiness with the core, the nucleus of your relationship, without succumbing to the pressures of the outside world? And if you can, then that's great. But not everybody can do that. So it's just like I'm getting too much pressure and it's making me unhappy within the relationship. But my first and ultimate advice is, in the nucleus of the relationship between you and him, if there's happiness and joy, that's where you want to really you want it to be there. The second part of what I want to say is, how attached are you to labels? Because really, even though it's a legal procession, the getting married, but it really is a label. So right now you're dealing with the label of not being married versus being married, but they're both labels. So how attached are you to the label? And if you want to have the label married with you, and if that brings you happiness and joy, and of course there's other things that come along with that. But if the marriage label is what makes you happy and brings more happiness in the relationship between the two of you, then by all means, you should definitely try to figure out a way to get on the marriage ticket. But if he's not down, you have to make a decision. Do I want to stay in this relationship as it is? Or do I want to move on and make myself available to somebody who is on the same page as me, which is getting married? So go back into the relationship, have a conversation. And if you haven't already, it seems like you guys had some kind of conversation about it. He's saying no. Maybe you should go ahead and evaluate what's really important for you. And then bring that to the table and have that conversation with him. These are the things that are important to me. This is a family element. This is a traditional element. These are my friends, and they are able to participate in certain things on a marriage level that we're not able to participate on. I don't know exactly what that would mean or what that would look like, but it's your lips. And then have that conversation with your significant other. These are things that are important to me, and I would like to have them. And then as you write that list down, really go inward and say, is this really a priority of mine, or is this something that has been laminated on me by society? Is this just something that I just kind of adopted and thought that it was important to me? Kind of like that whole fairy tale syndrome, you know what I mean? That whole fairy tale syndrome. And it's just like, oh, I got to have the Prince Charming and I got to live through life like that. All of that right now, as you guys know, is being shattered. Right? We know that that's just nothing but hyperbole. And we have the power to live our lives the way that we want to live our lives. We make the plan. We make the vision. We're setting new rules right now. So it's your life. You set the rules that you want to make that makes you and your significant other happy. And then you can bring that back, reverberate that back to the world and say, hey, look, me and Joe, we like where we are. We're really happy. This is how we live. And then let everybody else deal with your reality instead of their reality being forced upon you. Anyhow, that's what I have to say about this situation. I hope it helps a little bit. I do have a lot more to say. Maybe I'll say more tomorrow. In fact, I will. I'm going to talk about, because I got a lot of female friends that are coming to me and they're talking about, guys end up ghosting them after they feel like things are getting settled right, or they begin to change and act weird, or whatever the case is. I have a solution for guys, for people who are beginning relationships and then all of a sudden the person that they're interested in starts to vanish. And usually it's a lot of times that's the guy. So I'll talk about that tomorrow. All right, so thank you very much for listening and watching. Please subscribe, like, tell your friends. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. I'm doing something I've never done before, which is to post every single day for 30 days. And for those in my inner circle know how I feel about social media. So this is the big deal for me. So, but I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it every single day of December. I'm gonna post. Okay, so there it is. Thank you guys very much. Like, subscribe, spread the word. Send me things that you want me to talk about, and I will give you my humble opinion, my humble, unauthorized, but somewhat knowledgeable opinion about things in life. Thank you.